Hey, it's Shannon with Gigi's Fabric Shop, home of Juki Junkies and Janome Junkies. And today's episode, we're going to talk about what I like to say, the fundamentals of maintenance on the Juki Tajima Sai to keep that machine running and smiling. So stay tuned. I'm excited to talk about what I think is really important on the Juki Tajima Sai. This machine was an investment, and I think you got to keep her happy so that you can keep sewing or embroidering. So we're going to break down this video in a couple parts. The first part is cleaning and how often we should be cleaning her. And then the second part is oiling, where to oil and how much to oil. All right, so let's talk about cleaning and the importance of doing so on the Juki Tajima Sai. Whether you have a business or you are a hobbyist, you've got to keep this machine clean. So the first thing we're going to talk about is where to clean and how often to clean. Now, you may not realize, but every time you run the embroidery machine, pieces of lint, dust can get caught up in the tension discs, underneath the needle plate, and even in that bobbin case area. So it's important to keep it clean. So let's get started and clean these guys. I'm going to start from top down, and there's a couple things that you might be able to do. I love the cleaning swabs here at Juki Junkies. I'm not a fan of compressed air. When you blow compressed air in your machine, you're blowing things in the machine versus taking them out. So a couple tricks. A cleaning swab is great to get in and remove the dust around the tension discs. If you want, you can use dental floss to get in these tension discs up here. Just really making sure that we're getting the lint removed from these areas. You don't need to really open anything up. Basically what you're doing is just removing the dust and the lint. It's very important to do so. The other thing I like to have is a microfiber cloth, and really just to be able to dust down the top of the machine, the back of the machine, and anywhere where you think you might be having any dust or lint, and just keep her really clean. I love having this handy. Okay, so this handy dandy tool came in your toolbox. And so now what we're going to do is remove the needle plate. And you just want to take it and you just want to unscrew lefty loosey, and we'll just unscrew and take off the needle plate. All right, so if you haven't already, make sure your machine is off. Our needle plate I did remove. Oh, look at that. I have one little thread there. But usually you'll find some thread cuts here. So you want to take the brush that came in your toolkit, and you just want to make sure that you brush out all of the lint that might be caught up in underneath that needle plate. It's very important that you do this, especially if you are using larger designs with a lot of cuts. You want to remove that bobbin case and make sure that the bobbin case is also free of any dust and lint. And underneath here, you'll want to make sure that you use your brush and take out any of those lints that are thread cuts. A few are coming out. Again, I'm not a really big fan of compressed air because when you do so, you're blowing air in versus taking the lint out. I like the stick to come in here too, and it can really bring in some of those cut threads as well. Again, the idea is you want to make sure that you're just really cleaning the machine. And look at that. Just more stuff keeps coming out. While I'm in this area, the other thing I really like to do with my cleaning swabs is get in around my needle bar here. A lot of lint can get caught up on this as well. So I like to just come in and make sure I don't have any debris around here, clearing that all away. All right, so once we're done cleaning, don't forget to put that needle bar back on with the screw and screw that in. All right, so let's talk about how often we should be cleaning our machine. So if you are a business owner and you're running this machine 24/7, I'd love for you to get in a habit of cleaning this machine every single day, whether you start at the top of the day or at the end of the day, it's just really important because you're probably running the machine 8, 9, 10 hours a day. Now, if you're more of a hobbyist and you're just sewing a couple hours a day over a period of week, do get in the habit of cleaning your machine at least weekly. It's really important. So if you don't clean your machine, here's a couple things that could happen. One, the quality of your projects may not be as good as you would want them to be. You might experience skipped stitches, you might get error messages, you may have tension problems. And so this is why it's so important to start a routine cleaning, even though we'd rather be embroidering your machine on a regular basis. All right, so let's talk about the bobbin area and how often we should be oiling the hook. Every time you replace a bobbin, you should be adding a drop of oil to the hook. And this came in your toolbox, and so literally it's just one little drop of oil, like so, into the bobbin area of the hook. And that should be done, like I said, every time you replace a full bobbin. Okay, so next up is we're going to put a drop of oil in between on the upper needle in the clearance area, just a drop, and then a drop on the very top. And I'm going to take the front of this off so you can see exactly where the oil is going. Okay, so now I have actually taken off the front cover only for this purpose. You do not, and I would not recommend doing this when you oil, but I wanted to show you the exact placement on where the oil goes. So you're going through the clearance and you're putting in just 1 to 2 drops right on the top of the needle bar. Okay, so next up, we're going to want to take off this front bar, and we'll do this by using our screwdriver, and you'll just undo both of these screws that are in the front. You're literally just going to take this off like so, and then you're going to take your oil, and if you see these pads here, you're going to drop 1 to 2 drops of oil on these pads. Again, it's going to depend on how much you use your machine. I would say, again, if you are using your machine as a business and it's running all day, every day, you're going to want to come in here and do this at least once a week. If you're more of a hobbyist, you may need to just come and check these maybe once or twice a month, but make sure you do come in here and just drop 1 to 2 on these pads here. All right, the oil that came in your toolbox should last you a long while. You want to make sure that you use the spout. It's going to provide really great ease to get into the areas that you need to get in above, and especially in the bobbin area as well. If you run out of that, contact us at Juki Junkies. We sell defrux oil, which will be fantastic in this machine. But I do think the oil that came with the Juki Tajima Sai should last you a good while. If you follow us on Juki Junkies, you know we love these cleaning swabs, and I do use them on my sewing machines, but I also, like I showed you, use them on the Juki Tajima Sai. These cleaning swabs are perfect. They retain lint and get all that grime out that you're trying to get out, and these are available on JukiJunkies.com. I like to say oil is sort of like the lifeblood of the machine. It prevents wear and tear, metal rubbing against metal, and honestly keeps her running quietly, which she is a quiet machine. So if you get in a habit of making scheduled maintenance and oiling, I promise you this machine will run for a lifetime. Just get in a schedule, whether that's daily if you're a business owner or weekly if you are not. Just get in a habit of doing so. It will prevent skip stitches, your quality of stitches will be better, and your machine will smile for it. If you want to learn more about topics for the Juki Tajima Sai, just drop the comments down below. Head over to our playlist. If you're new to our channel, we have a variety of videos on the Juki Tajima Sai, the reasons why I love her. If you're into hats, you have to watch that video, and lots of projects as well. So until next time, I can't wait to see what you're stitching.